Alrighty guys, what's going on today? Today I'm going to be talking to you all about the Keith McMillen QuNexus MIDI keyboard, MIDI controller. Yeah, it's got it's quite a, I guess you can call it a couple things. Well, they call it a Smart Sensor keyboard, but yeah, it's pretty cool. So basically, really what this is, I used to have a little Akai, a MIDI controller, MIDI keyboard, and that's kind of what I would bring around with me different places when I was traveling, but still wanted to be able to make music on the go, you know, something that I wanted to slip into my bag or whatever. I ended up getting rid of it because I wasn't on the road as much and didn't, you know, really just didn't need it anymore. Wanted to pass it along to someone. Recently I've been going out on the road again more, so I was like, okay, maybe I should get something and maybe get something even smaller, and I found this, and yeah, I love it so far. It's really great. It's super portable. I mean, this thing is so thin, super lightweight, like crazy lightweight, and you can really just slip it in a backpack, a laptop bag, or really whatever, you know. It's so sleek and modern, and they've really downsized, so it's cool. The interesting thing about this is it does utilize, and they call it Smart Sensor keyboard, I guess, because it utilizes these smart sensors that are on board. So as you can see, if you're familiar with, you know, pianos, you can see that this is basically shaped like a piano roll. These would be the white keys and the black keys up top, except, you know, they're not actual keys, they're just sensors, almost like drum pads if you've ever used an MPC style controller. Essentially, they detect pressure, velocity, and they have like tilt functions, which you can switch through over here or toggle through, whatever. They also have a little bit of polyphonic aftertouch. Essentially, can, you know, if you're using this with VST instruments, you get, you know, vibrato or other aftertouch sounds. Makes it a bit more versatile. One thing I would say is you probably won't be playing this like a real keyboard or like a real piano. First of all, because it's kind of awkward. You'd really have to get used to it. I mean, I guess you could eventually, but even beyond that, the velocity is like a little bit inconsistent sometimes throughout. I would more so use this for something like, you know, simple melodic synth lines, things like that, not really like playing full-on songs through, because it's just, I don't know, I just don't feel like that's really what it's meant for. It's more like a reference keyboard that has really good features, as, you know, beyond it just being a MIDI controller. You have 2 octaves to work with, by the way. There are 24 keys on this thing, all the way up and down, 25 keys all the way up and down. And then you also have, of course, your octave buttons that are right over here. That's pretty much it. I don't know if you can, I'm not really totally sure on these yet, if they work as transport buttons for your DAW, but the octave buttons do work. You can use those to, you know, move throughout different octaves for a little more range. As for the I/O, you have 2 CV, as you can see, 2 CV gate inputs, a gate, and 3 CV outputs. You can also connect a little pedal right there, a MIDI expander, so if you want to, you know, attach more, have more MIDI controllers or whatever, you can also do that. And then you obviously have your computer cable connector right here. It's a USB powered with like almost like one of those USB 2.0, I think it is, cables. So a little different from your standard MIDI controller, but that's because it's so thin, you know, which is kind of nice actually. It works for analog vintage gear if you want to use it for that, and it is totally USB powered, so, you know, you don't have to, you also don't have to install drivers or anything like that. Pretty much essentially good to go right off the bat, as long as you have your USB cord to plug it in. And when it is plugged in, all of the lights come on. There's pretty much LED lights that are in every single one of these pads, and depending on how hard you actually press them, the lights will get darker. So that, again, it's a good little visual reference to how hard you're pressing, how hard you're playing, etc. And yeah, and other than that, build, very sleek, very black pretty much all the way around. It's really lightweight. You also have these little rubber feet on the bottom, so I could put these on solid surfaces. Like we have these little countertops in here, which are pretty slick otherwise, but again, you can see I'm pretty much like pushing this thing along. Because the rubber feet are on there, it's really got good grip, so you don't have to worry about it, you know, sliding around when you're playing it, or you have it on a countertop or a, you know, flat surface. Yeah, if you're looking for a portable MIDI controller, this thing is awesome. It's very unique, very new age, and, you know, it's just something a little different. So I would highly recommend it for the on-the-go musician or producer. Alrighty guys, take it easy.